We're out here today in Geneva State Forest. We haven't been here since June when they had the ATV ride. And there's always something happening here in Geneva, whether you see it or not. So we're going to spend a day here looking for flowers, animals, anything that might happen to catch our eye. Geneva State Forest is open to the public. It's very cheap and economic. Come out here to enjoy the day. You can fish, you can hike, you can ride ATVs, you can ride horses, and you can do just about anything as long as you stay within the rules and regulations of the Geneva State Forest. So come along with us as we go out in search of anything that we can find here in the Geneva State Forest. You really don't have to go far to start seeing the beauty of Geneva State Forest. Just outside the path, the parking area, you can see the flowers that are beginning to bloom. There's a number of different species here that are blooming. Every one has its place here in God's great creation. Maybe 100 feet, and look at the other flowers that are here in this portion. Little beauty. Very similar to the black-eyed Susan, but there is no black, so this is a green eyes. This is called a green eyes. And it's pretty unto itself also. Well, I like the fact that they can get down in here and walk in between the plants, and they're pretty well protected. Not everybody will even know where they're at. But these are partridge peas. Start out with a blossom, a yellow blossom, and it will soon fade to a pod. These pods are unique. They spread their seeds in a very unique way. After they're ready, after the pods are ready, the plant dies, the pods dry out, they shrink, and then when they shrink, they pop open and just spread them as far as they can. But you can see that there will be a lot. It's really great just to get out into the woods and see all of the trees and all of the green forest and the beautiful, beautiful flowers. Once you get under the canopy of the forest itself, it's a little cooler, and of course just to ride with the wind blowing through your hair, and it's not bad at all. It's very enjoyable, relaxing, just a great time. And along the side of the road there's flowers growing and all kinds of beautiful things in God's creation.
Every once in a while you may see an animal or a squirrel or a hawk or some kind of bird, and it just adds to the experience. When you're riding in this area here, you may see some blue marks that are on the trees. Those are the trees that you're going to keep. Next month or two, all the trees are going to be taken out of here except for the main trees that will be used to spread the seeds for the longleaf pine, and they'll rejuvenate themselves. And that's just something that's happened here to help get the forest back to its natural state with longleaf pines. And they definitely are more robust, beautiful, filled. They're just a better tree, I think, than those loblollies. There's definitely still a lot of water on the ground, but that sure does keep the dust down. I couldn't say I was bothered by dust at all the whole time I was riding. I just had to scoot around some of these deep puddles because I was more interested in videotaping than playing in the mud. But there's always something along the side of the road that's just awesome. And these black-eyed Sudans were just beautiful, the way they just kind of concealed themselves into the scenery. And these are just beautiful, beautiful flowers. Looking at this photograph, you may see this as an optical illusion, but actually those tree stumps are probably a good foot above the ground, and it's just kind of a freak of nature where this one root has actually developed into 4 different trees, and it's always something unique in the Geneva State Forest. What a great place to cool off. You know, after you ride for a few hours and it's hot and you're sweaty, and just get off and play in the water, and it's just like having your own swimming pool. And you get back on and ride some more. due to all the rain, some of the areas of the road are actually washed out. You can see along the sides, coming down that hill, there's some wash. But as you get up here just a little bit further, you're going to see that as you get into this section of the woods, you'll go down this little hill right here, and it has been completely washed out. The guys have been working on it, and it just as it continues to rain, you're still going to have the continuation of the problem here in this area right here. You can see how they've been trying to push it off and so forth, but there are some very, very deep trenches here. So if you're in that area, be careful when you're riding, okay? Now we're in the north end, and this is my territory. There's plenty of gopher apples here, plants, and many gopher tortoises. They seem to like, they're all over, but they really seem to like the north end. And just be careful when you're out there. They don't like to walk through tall grass, so they more or less use the roads. So if you see one, just let them go about his merry way. And remember that they are protected species, so please leave them alone and enjoy your ride. Okay, thanks.
Around here is gopher apple, and this right here is a little stead of gopher apple. It's spreading. There's a number of plants around here, and they spread with an underground root and then pops up somewhere, and you can see that the buds have already occurred here, and the next stage will be the production of the apples. They're not really apples. To me they taste like old bazooka bubble gum with an aftertaste. See some over this way, and it'll just continue the root system far down. I'm so happy that this plant is smart enough to head out to the road, because gopher tortoises will not go through heavy, tall underbrush. But they will walk along the road, and then they love apples. What you're looking at is a very large stead of gopher apples. Now this area is just, the floor of the forest is just covered with them. There's some other plants mixed in there. And this is where you'll find gopher tortoises all over the forest, but there's a much larger population here. That I don't know whether it's the trees, the sand, what it is, but there's tons of them out here in this north end, and that's good to see and good to know about, and we have to take care of them. But see, they're limited climbers. They climb pretty good for their size, so they would have to climb up this bank in order to get up there, and then they don't like to crawl through things because they never know what's on the other side of it, so they usually stick to the roads. And there's plenty of them plants out here because they're herbivores. They like green stuff. So there's a whole stuff I've never seen out here in Geneva State Forest, or maybe it's just I didn't recognize it. But there's this vine-like material. I don't see any leaves on it, and it is just consuming everything in its path. It goes back that way, and it goes all the way to the back that way. And I noticed it out of the corner of my eye when I was going down the road, and I thought it was a flower, but it's not. It's these string-like vines that just, I don't see any leaves on them at all. I don't know. But it is just overwhelming all the foliage here in this area. Most of it seems to be dewberries. But I don't know. Just don't know. Had to ask John.